got this.
Oh, right on.
Oh, no, she did not. She just said right on. That's an idiom we associate with 60s and 70s drug culture. Could it be this soccer mom once tried marijuana?
Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Casey on the Street, Off the Beaten Path, an investigative report. I'm here at Tory's Den in Bristol. This area is called Tory's Den because during the Revolutionary War, soldiers who deserted their ranks, also known as Tories, hid out in the caves in these woods. For over 200 years, it was thought that the den, as locals call it, has been dormant, a mere tourist attraction, a relic of the past, a nice place to meet other hot singles. But recently, things have changed. One of the first signs of this came from an avid hiker of the area, Kevin Agel Jr. Kevin's story is breathtaking.
I'd say it was just past noon. It was a regular day. I mean, there were some lower temperatures, a few early morning showers, but it was mostly clear to cloudy conditions. I had just downed a loaf of bread, and I was walking up to Old Man McSugar's with my dog Harry Ellsworth.
All of a sudden, my dog stops. He didn't want to go on. I didn't know what was going on with him. He was spooked.
There was this red figure just jumped out of the brush at me. It jumped and, I can't do this. You just turn the thing off.
At this point, Mr. Agel didn't want to proceed with the interview, but being a professional journalist, I knew how to handle the situation.
So there we are on the trail.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, oh yeah, God yes. He spoke in like this warped British accent. It was either British or English. I can't tell the difference, but I'll never forget what he said. He looked me right in the eye and he said to me,
"Be you a Tory or a traitor?"
So I figured I'd split the difference, and I said, Harry's a traitor, and I'm a Tory.
What did he say in response?
He said, "Well, you can pass, but your dog stays with us."
So he took my dog. I didn't have anything to defend myself with.
I was freaked out. I must have run for miles.
I tried to tell people, they didn't believe me. So I got wicked drunk.
What happened to your dog?
I didn't see Harry for a long time, and I didn't think I'd see him again. But then one day, it was a beautiful summer's day. I was in my house, and it was a great time of year. That's the day Harry came home. I was inside, and it was that time of year when the dew had fallen off the Douglas firs and kind of rested into the subtle little contours of the mossy parts of my yard. It was beautiful. And I just felt something, when you feel like something's going to happen. And I went to my door, and I opened my door, and there's Harry. He wasn't walking, he was more or less limping towards me. And he wasn't the Harry I remembered. He'd grown a mustache, and he'd been tarred and feathered. And they cut his leg off. That's when I knew it happened. Loyalists.
After hearing this brave soul's story, I have to admit, I was skeptical. That is, until my investigative team and I came across an apparently vacated campsite. What we found there may shock you to the very core. A bayonet, a half-burnt copy of 18th Century Warfare Monthly, and teacups on saucers. Yeah, teacups. But the question remains, why did the press refuse to cover this story? Was this a cover-up? Veteran journalist Bob Favors.
If I wrote a story about the British reinvading the U.S., people would say I'm crazy. Look, I'm not against us being free from the British, but weren't those the good old days? Ask yourself that.
The fix was in. There were clues around every corner, and not only was this story unfolding before our very eyes, but my investigative team was able to catch this never-before-seen footage of a redcoat passing by, more proof that the redcoats were not merely hiding out, as some have suggested, but were prepared for an all-out invasion. Next on my journey of discovery, I decided to ask the public what they knew. No taxation without representation, right?
Right.
But that's not what the British want.
I don't know. What do the British want?
They want America. I think it's possible that the British could reinvade America.
No, I don't think so. They're our allies now.
But I did some journalistic research, and in the 60s there was something called the British invasion.
Yeah, but that was like the Dave Clark Five and the Beatles.
Are they soldiers?
The Dave Clark Five and the Beatles?
Yes.
No, they're singing. They're rock groups.
Could they be disguised, soldiers in disguise as rock and roll rock groups?
I don't think so.
England, the great Satan, or the devil's best friend?
Probably the devil's best friend, I don't know.
That's what I was thinking.